Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a bizarre historical puzzle to see exactly how a person can entirely erase their own existence. I mean, we usually think of history as this series of well-documented events, right? But every now and then, we stumble upon a blank space so intentionally created, it completely defies logic. So let's get right into the mystery of the Somerton Man.
Just imagine this scene for a second. You step onto a quiet beach at night, the air is still, the waves are crashing, and there, resting peacefully against a seawall, is a man. He's dead. But that isn't even the craziest part. The truly shocking thing is that this man has absolutely zero trace of who he was or where he came from. No name, no history, nothing. It really begs the question, how does a man just entirely erase his own identity?
Section 1. The Strange Discovery, December 1st, 1948. So, let's set the scene. It's Somerton Beach, right near Adelaide, Australia. On that morning, investigators arrived to find a 40-year-old man sitting quietly against a wall. Now, he was dressed pretty formally, in a full suit, which, is definitely a bit out of place for a beach. At first, the police figured this would be a super simple, routine identification. Check his pockets, find an ID, notify the family. Easy, right? Well, later that day, and in the days that followed, what they assumed would be a quick open and shut case quickly morphed into a massive headache. Every single clue they uncovered didn't give them answers. It just created a web of dead-end questions. Section 2. A Man Erased, the Absence of Evidence. When the police systematically searched his belongings, they were met with a total, intentional void of information. There was no wallet, no money for a ticket or a meal, no passport, and literally zero identification documents of any kind. But here is the detail that always sends a shiver down my spine. When they examined his clothing, they realized someone had meticulously cut every single label out of his garments. The tags on his shirt, his trousers, his suit jacket, just gone. Think about the crazy amount of effort it takes to snip the tags out of every single thing you're wearing. This wasn't just some accident. Someone deliberately tried to hide who this man really was. Section 3. The Secret Pocket. A hidden clue emerges. Let's peel back the next layer of this onion. Months into the investigation, right when the trail had gone ice cold, detectives discovered a tiny, secret pocket hidden deep inside his clothing. And tucked away in that cleverly hidden pocket was a tiny, rolled-up scrap of paper. Printed on that scrap were just two solitary words: Tamám Shud. Obviously, investigators were completely stumped. What did this mean? Well, experts soon figured out that this phrase, Tamám Shud, translated to finished or ended. And it gets weirder. This specific scrap of paper was actually torn directly from a very rare book of Persian poetry known as the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Suddenly, the case of an unidentified guy in a suit took on this incredibly dark, poetic twist. I mean, why was a man carrying a hidden message that translates to finished at the exact moment his life ended? Section 4. The Mysterious Code, Letters and Numbers. So the crucial point here is that through a massive public appeal, the police actually miraculously tracked down the exact physical copy of the rare book that this scrap of paper was torn from. But when they cracked open this book, hoping to finally find a name or an address, they were disappointed yet again. Inside the back cover, they didn't find answers. Instead, they found strange handwritten letters and numbers scattered all over the page. It looked exactly like a complex secret code. Think about the absolute puzzle sitting on the detective's desk right now. If you found a hidden, indecipherable code linked to a man who had intentionally erased his identity, literally down to cutting the tags out of his clothes, you'd probably be asking the exact same questions the police did. Was this guy a spy? Was this string of letters some kind of secret communication meant for an intelligence handler? Or was there some other, completely different explanation? Section 5. Cold War Spy Theories. Espionage or tragedy. Because this whole mystery went down in 1948, right during the super tense early years of the Cold War, the theories completely exploded into two very different directions. On one side, you have the espionage theory. The Cold War context, a secret code, meticulously removed clothing labels, a hidden pocket. It paints the perfect picture of an international spy covering his tracks, right? But on the flip side, you have the personal tragedy theory. Was he just a normal guy caught up in a secret, maybe forbidden relationship? After all, he was carrying a poetic book of romance, and his final note hidden away simply read, finished. So was this an intricate, high-stakes spy game, or just a devastatingly sad personal end? Section 6. Modern Investigations. The Mystery Lives On. No theory was ever completely proven at the time, and for decades the trail was completely dead. But today, modern science is giving researchers another shot at the truth. Scientists are applying modern DNA testing technology to the old evidence. They're using advanced computers to analyze those strange handwritten letters, hoping an algorithm can break the code human minds couldn't. And through all this, they are actually uncovering new clues about his possible identity. But even with all this incredible technology, his final hours and the real reason he was on that beach remain a total mystery. That brings us to the staggering number, 70. It has been more than 70 years since that December morning, and yet the Somerton Man remains one of history's absolute most fascinating and enduring mysteries. Who was he? Why was his identity so painstakingly erased? And what did that final message truly mean? As we wrap up this explainer, it's clear that while some mysteries are solved with time, others transcend the facts and just become legends. The Somerton Man is definitely a legend. So I leave it to you. What is your theory on what actually happened on that Australian beach? Was it a Cold War spy mission gone completely wrong, or a heartbreaking personal tragedy? Let us know what you think, and be sure to subscribe to Hidden World for more deep dives into history's greatest unexplained puzzles. Thanks for hanging out, and keep questioning the world around you.